What is going on, everybody? It's me, it's RDV. I'm back with Zach, who got his hat in finally, so now he can say that I am a fan this whole entire time.
I have been a fan for years. They just never went to the World Series and won before. Plus, also, if somebody mistakes it, if somebody's stupid enough, they could mistake it for a Trump hat, which is a win for me too. Because it's red and there's a giant T on it and it says champions. So
I thought about that. I was looking and I was like, that kind of looks like a Trump hat at first. It's like, make Trump champion again.
Trump World Series champion 2023. I win either way, so I either trigger somebody or I get to show off that I'm a Rangers fan. So
Trigger. Yes.
So.
Ash is first and worst. Hello to Ash.
Hello, Ash.
I don't know if you're still there watching. Hello to Marania, best overall, like Sound Books of the Week. That's right. Yes, for those who are new, if you haven't done so, please click like and subscribe. You're in the top 5. Zach and I each take 5 books that we're both looking forward to. Well, sometimes we cross over, but these are books that we're looking forward to this week. We're most excited to.
I'm trying to make sure that we don't cross over so much.
we try not to. Yeah. We had to beat the old man who's going to stream against us, Eric, because that's what he does now. Well. Like I said, we have the better, more positive. If you want to go watch someone complain about a book, go to I Love Comics.
That's right.
Ironic, that's his name, though.
It's kind of funny.
All right, so
what do you mean early? We start at 8. It's 8 o'clock.
We've been live for like 3 minutes or 2 minutes now.
Well, still, you round it up. It adds up.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway. Early enough.
Yeah. What is this Zach at night?
This is hipsters. This is Zach. I can dress myself and wear what I want to wear for once. Darn it! Been wearing stuffy, buttoned-up shirts and dress pants, and
all right.
I get to just wear a T-shirt right now, so I'm happy.
Since you went first last week, I'm gonna go first this week. It's my turn.
Was I here this week? I don't even remember. The days just all blend together for me.
I don't know. Are you really Zach or are you somebody else?
No, I'm really him. I have the sleep deprivation of Zach, so
that doesn't mean nothing.
Yeah, you're kind of right.
If you're the chameleon, you're probably so exhausted being Zach. All right, go to my number 5 this week. Real quickly, we can hear. And it's kind of further down on the list.
Jeez.
Unless I passed it up.
Wow, you passed up Red Sonja. Jeez.
Rocketeer, Den of Thieves, number 4.
Seriously? Okay, I was this close to putting that on my list. I didn't know if you were going to go for that one.
Yup. I mean, it's the Rocketeer fighting Nazis, dude. I love it.
Right.
Steve Monet basically come back. It's what's more epic than having one Rocketeer, but having 5 or 6 other Nazi Rocketeers versus the main Rocketeer. Just basically about a guy who's got a hot girl, and he gave up the life, but he was forced to come back into the life, basically to save a friend from Nazis. And not only this, he gets to go against other Nazis with Rocketeer helmets too and everything. How is this gonna fly? Basically, end. It's just gonna crash and burn. Is this gonna bomb? Like Marvels? Or is it going to be better? I think it'll be better than Marvels. I don't think it's going to bomb. But it says here, the sky-scorching, action-packed finale. Cliff is behind enemy lines and face-to-face with a full-flying complement of Nazi rocketmen. As if it wasn't bad enough, he, along with Peavy and Betty, have to spoil the Nazis' last dirty trick, an American bomber. A prototype long-range transport equipped and crammed with enough squadron to enhance rocketmen, each armed with miniature rocket-propelled basic bombs targeting New York. So basically, it's the end of Captain America First War, or that was the first.
That's the Second World War.
No. I mean, what was it called? It was called the First Avenger.
First Avenger, yeah.
Yeah. Basically, he's got to stop this plane from going over to New York. and it's basically a full squadron of Rocketeer men.
Yeah, that does sound suspiciously like, hey, Marvel, let me copy your homework. But let me throw in Betty Page and some jetpacks.
What's one thing that Marvel doesn't have? A woman named Betty Page, or women in general in their comic books.
Well, they got several women.
Do they?
They just like to overemphasize the fact that they're women.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I'm looking forward to this. It's now the one of the nitpicks we have here on this channel is that 4 issues miniseries. What the hell? Can we just stop doing where we're starting over and start? And I mean, this is the nerve of this. This book, because it's not Marvel or DC, doesn't get to stop and start over with another new number 1. It just ends. It's a 4-issue miniseries. I just want an ongoing Rocketeer. I don't care if it's mid. It's an ongoing Rocketeer that I can read.
I will counteract that, because although I would like some universe to have an ongoing Rocketeer, I don't want an IDW ongoing Rocketeer. Like, can Robert Kirkman buy up that title franchise also?
Well,
and put him in the Energon universe where his jetpack transforms into like a little like laser beak type guy.
Like you said, my favorite period in history, as far as it is the late 30s, early 40s.
That's a good time period.
Just love the culture, love the technology they had back then. The limits. Now it sucks if you get really sick though, because it's medical stuff. But I mean,
it does suck if you get really sick. It also sucks if you're like, yay, everybody's living in harmony, because there was racism. There was some pretty awful racism.
There's racism in every time period. There's
true.
Still racism today. You're never going to get
true. But you had like segregation, I should say. You had like, you couldn't have people together.
But people, and real quickly, people forget that we weren't the only other country that had racism and had slavery.
That is true. That is also true.
We're not the ones.
We weren't even the first. We weren't even the 10th.
I know. Anyway. So pardon Zach.
For what? I spoke out against racism just now.
I'm just saying that they can't get down on you for racism. But
That's right. That's right. They can't. Y'all try, but you can't. Can't keep this white guy down. You like how I just jump in, just like no shield, just like I don't dip my toes in the pool. I just cannonball it. That's a weird cover. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't like that one.
Looking at this, if Marvel did something like this story, it'd be like, what if Tony Stark had to face against other people flying in his armors? That's basically it's like Iron Man versus a squadron of Iron Man.
Wasn't that a story? I feel like Marvel did that as a story. Didn't Tony Stark ever have to fight his own suits at some point?
Yeah, but they were. I think Ultron was controlling in the movie.
Well, no, that's in the movie. I'm talking about in the comics.
I don't know about that though. Oh. Possibly, maybe Howard Stark did it.
Maybe
one of those noir ones. But anyway, maybe. But that's my number 5. Let's go to your number 5.
My number 5. We're gonna jump over to DC Comics. What's up, Jay? Hope you got your Texas Rangers swag on. That's right.
He always does. Unlike you.
Whatever. No, we're gonna go with an artist that I heard you were dropping completely. We're gonna go with Mr. Ram V's Vigil number 6. Not Detective Comics. The other one. Yeah.
I was to say Vigil. I dropped that like ages ago.
Well, I know you dropped Vigil, but didn't I hear correctly? You dropped his Detective Comics.
I dropped Batman in general. I'm just the point where
even Batman and Robin, Joshua Williamson.
I'm not even reading that anymore. I stopped.
Well, hey, I commend you for going all out. But anyway, yeah. So this is Vigil issue number 6. Supposedly, I don't know. I don't see any issues coming after this one, but it also doesn't sound like it's a finale. So maybe he'll just be on an extended break. I hope so anyway.
When did Daredevil join?
I have really been digging this series. This is Ram V's clandestine superhuman secret agent organization in India. they pick up a new team member. Last issue, I believe, is when they rescued him, and so this is the issue that they'll, I guess, include him into the team.
Why does it look like? Does it look like Electra Daredevil down the bottom?
Because it's the coloring. She wears a purple outfit, so she doesn't look like Electra. It's all the cover A's have this kind of red, almost Daredevil-esque color scheme. But
I do like the droid mask.
Dude, that guy is cool. Like he's kind of like
and now you're ruined it because I thought it was a chick.
No. He's kind of like Clayface. His face, like his body has unstable molecules, so he has to wear that mask to keep his body together. But he can also like shapeshift and look like other people. So really cool. I mean, the whole cast of characters is just really cool.
Now
overall.
It clicks. The mask, Asuka. Sorry. It's a wrestling reference. She wears the same hair color as Asuka does in WWE, another Japanese wrestler.
Okay.
Yeah. So whenever I see Jessica Chan, it's like, does she like wrestling?
She looks like Harley Quinn, who is not in this book. But yeah, this is a really fun book. If you want something DC, but you don't want something that is necessarily connected to like the ongoing Batman tie-ins or, most of the other stuff going on in the main DC universe overall. This is a nice standalone type of deal. There's some mention of like Lex Luthor, but it's very vague. It doesn't really tie into anything else they have going on.
Jake Gyllenhaal Mysterio's in this.
He does look like Jake Gyllenhaal Mysterio. He's not in this though. But this has been a great series. I hope Ram V gets to continue the story and continue with this team.
Honestly,
it's been a blast.
I hope that Ram V gets to continue any of his books because it seems like he gets so far in the plot and then he gets kicked off the book.
Well, he does have this an exclusive contract with DC now. He's one of the few
for 2 years
that didn't go on with Ghost Machine. Like a bunch of people, like a bunch of the Ghost Machine guys, they were all DC guys. Mm-hmm. Like Jeff Johns, Gary Frank, a bunch of other guys. Ram V was not one of them. So I assume he's about to become one of the biggest, best names that DC has. So I guess
Ram V stayed behind probably and said, like, you pay me more money, I'll stay behind.
Maybe, which is smart for him because he's like the only big name DC's going to have after everybody else jumps over to Ghost Machine.
Zdarsky's not. He was hot for a second, but no one really gives a shit about Zdarsky anymore.
He's not even exclusive. He still does some Marvels. Like he's got an Avengers series coming up.
Like so, you say Jeff Johns, the normies who don't know who he is hate him, think he's racist because Ray Fisher. But those who actually read comic books, he created one of the best comic book series ever.
The fans. Their memory goes back longer than a year. They actually go back to the early 2000s.
JSA.
But Teen Titans, Action Comics, The Flash, Aquaman, Green Lantern. I mean, pick. He's written every major hero except for Wonder Woman, which I think is the gravest misstep of DC's part, not letting him write Wonder Woman. But anyway, this is my number 5. This is The Vigil, issue number 6. It's awesome. Anyone who likes spies with their superheroes should check this out.
Very anime.
Kinda. Not really, honestly. I mean,
like from here, the way everything's drawn.
Some of the action panels you could maybe find some anime or some manga influence, but overall, not so much. Not so much manga.
We are the planetary team that goes around stealing technology from people who shouldn't have a technology.
I am the Secret Warriors team. I like the Secret Warriors.
I just want this to have at the end of the story where they find out that who they're working for are actually corrupt. They've been duped this whole entire time. Because otherwise you're stockpiling all these weapons. There has to be some kind of like consequence.
Maybe. I mean, I feel like that's really cliche, especially for spy books nowadays. I feel like it's kind of cliche when the leader, the higher up, ends up being corrupted.
Yeah.
Maybe he does something fresh. I think Ram V could come up with some fresh take on it. So that's my number 5.
All right.
It's awesome. Everyone should read it. Jay, I agree. 2000s DC is the second golden age. Everything right up to Flashpoint. And then Flashpoint mucked it all up. But anyway,
all right. My number 4 for this week is actually number 4 right here. It's number 5, Green Lantern.
It's falling down. Wow, Jeremy Adams used to be the number one.
Actually, no, that's not true. Tom Taylor always was with his Nightwing. It was always Detective or it was Nightwing in the first spot. I don't know why.
No, I meant on your list, not on League of Comic Geeks.
It hasn't really found on my list. It's always between like 3 and 4 or 5, right around there. It's like I said, I love them on Flash. I mean, I'm curious to see where this goes. I give Jeremy Adams the benefit of doubt. I mean, even though I may not enjoy the story so much as I like the Flash story, it's a different type of story. I'm going to stick with it because I know that he, unlike Tom King and all the other ones, Scott Snyder, or as our late friend Curtis to say, Snot Snyder, knows Jeremy Adams he basically knows how to keep the climax going. He doesn't just like write a story and then all right, that's it. No, he doesn't do that shit. So, and I just love the art on here. I've been loving this. The interior art's been fun too. And he said that someone's supposed to be coming back in this issue.
I saw that. I'm very curious. I don't think it's going to be another Green Lantern character.
I mean, it'd be great if it's Guy.
I agree, but I don't think it will be. Looking at the synopsis and the cover, I think it's going to be.
What's this Red Lantern? So
I think it'll be a Red Lantern. I don't think it'll be Atrocitus. It might be that cat though.
Dexter was everybody loves.
Everybody loves Dexter more than Streaky.
Yeah,
like he is the cat of comic book cats. So I think it'll be him. I could be wrong though. Some people were guessing it was that wrestler guy
Oh dear God, that is one thing I'll say that Jeremy Adams just needs to stop with.
No, I actually think it would be great if he brought
the
him back.
Intergalactic Wrestler. No,
yeah, that was funny. I'm surprised you're the wrestling fan and you didn't dig it.
There's such thing as bad wrestling. Go watch WWE right now.
All wrestling.
All wrestling. Zach's like sports ball. Ew.
Are you kidding me? This is the World Series just happened. LSU just beat Florida. I'm reveling in sports ball right now.
You see, I'm wearing a hat, but it's not somebody who just won a World Series. That's not me just going buying a hat.
I have another hat. I have another Rangers hat. It's from before the World Series.
But anyway, Sinister basically. Sinestro. But I said he's badass on this cover here. Looking forward to this. But also apparently there's a Tomasi backup story, which has the most ugliest art I've seen since Riley Roswell. I don't care what he says. It's hideous.
I remember that from the last issue. Was not a humongous fan.
Can we just stop with the back issues? I don't care. I love Tomasi. Give Tomasi his own book. But stop putting backup stories in this and raising the price in the books. Let it be $3.99 or if I'm paying $5, it better be all Jeremy Adams. It just pisses me off. 22 pages and then what? 8 pages that could have been gone to him.
Well, you still get the larger portion is still going to be Green Lantern. So there's that.
So
Sinestro's going to get a Red Lantern.
Well,
ring.
now they disposed that false Sinestro.
Way to go! You stayed on the thing. Spoilers.
But I'm just kidding though, because that's in the second story.
Oh, Breen brings up something. Tomasi went over to Ghost Machine too.
Good.
So
good. I want
maybe they'll stick him with a better artist. Because didn't Tomasi do that Blood Tree or Blood something that serial killer book?
Blood Tree.
The art on that was not good either. Tomasi, you got to get some better artists, man.
Well, he's got to get like the same pull as Mark Millar does, and he get the good artists.
I mean, he needs the same pull that Bendis has. He's got better writing than Bendis does, but Bendis always used to get like the really good artists.
But yep, this is my number 4. Am I staying on this, or are we going to a different one?
Shockingly, I knew you were going to have this one, so I didn't put this in my top 5. I'm trying to limit our crossover streams.
Wow! Did he make your top 5 this week?
No, because I was trying to limit our crossover. I figured our audience might want to see a variety of different books, not just the same one a couple of times. But the next one, I guarantee, my number 4 is not on your list. I guarantee it.
Well, probably not, because it's probably Fantastic Four number 13.
It is Fantastic Four number 13, actually. I actually listened to the replay of Late Night Comics today while I was out driving, and I know that I have a fellow fan of the cover out there, of Doctor Doom riding a T-Rex Doctor Doom. Ash, I heard you. I do agree with him, though. I wish I could find like a virgin variant of this cover. I'm tired of the banners on top. But
I'm just sunny. Only virgins are reading this.
Hey, that's not true. That's not true at all. Jeez, man. So rude. No, this, I mean, look, it's got dinosaurs. It's one of the great things that you want in a comic book is dinosaurs.
It's Ryan North. I'll just say this.
It's fun, though. It's not offensively bad. It's not his Squirrel Girl where she's going up and like tackling people over with the power of body positivity.
It's the Doctor Doom version of basically Skeletor on his monster or tiger, whatever he has, and from He-Man.
And I see no problem with Skeletor riding a beast.
But Skeletor is superior. He's not tainted by Marvel. Also,
Doctor Doom beats Skeletor any day.
Back in the day, but not this version. So I'm sorry. I would rather have this as a statue.
That would be a kick-ass statue. I would pay. I would go into $100 for a statue like that.
That's a lot of tomatoes down there. Oh wait, those apples.
Apples. He knows I don't like tomatoes. At least I'll eat apples. Anyway, so yeah. All right. So let me make a case for this. The Fantastic Four, the main Marvel universe, is merging with a dinosaur universe where all the superheroes are dinosaurs. Dinosaurs became the highest life form on the planet. So there are dinosaur Avengers, there are dinosaur Fantastic Four, and there's a dinosaur Doctor Doom. And both universes, their version of Doctor Doom is like, well, the only person I can trust is myself. So that's why you have Human Doom and T-Rex Doom.
Is this 20-year-old Reed Richards here?
Yeah, that's actually no. They've had him clean shaven in the main series for a while. He shaved at the end of Dan. I think it was near the end of Dan Slott's run.
Physique and everything looks like he's young.
Oh yeah, well so does Sue. I mean, that's like pre-mom Sue Storm right there.
That's pre-Kirby. Because Kirby made him look old too.
There's no Kirby was the first. You can't have pre-Kirby.
I know. It's like a prequel to Kirby. That's what it looks like.
Okay. But yeah, so I mean, I've been enjoying it. Bon Coelho, his art is gorgeous. I could just, without reading dialogue, I could just look at the pictures, and I would be happy.
Sorry.
What are you laughing at?
Oh, whoopsies! Dr. Doomsies is riding a dinosaur. That's Breen.
Breen has no sense of childlike wonder and amazement. Anyway,
he was a child. He's a child when you first start talking about this. You've been talking about it forever.
I've been talking about it for 2 minutes.
That's 2 minutes too long.
Anyway, this is my number 4. It's cheaper than the book you were just talking about. So,
the one has talents.
This is my number 4, and I picked it because I knew that you weren't gonna have it. Close-minded, dinosaur hater, dinophobe.
You picked it because you know no one else would talk about it.
Yeah, you're darn right. I'm gonna stand out, you dinophobe. Although I gotta say, Art Adams, I'm not impressed by this. Do better. That Galactus was not your best work.
I'm just gonna say, quit throwing out Galactus as a cheap plug as a variant to make sales.
Yes,
sorry, Galactus has pretty much been worn out as welcome in Fantastic Four books.
Not. I don't know if I would say that. I don't like this trend, though, of let's put this character on a variant, even though they have nothing to do with what. I mean, that's just something that I've not liked forever.
Can we just get Galactus's gay son into a wheelchair?
You can't have a son. There's no Mrs. Galactus.
There is a Galactica. His daughter.
There should not be. Is there a Mrs. Galactus? Does she have a mom? Is Galactus trans? Is he impregnating himself?
Ryan
These are the hard-hitting questions. He He has not written a Galactus story. Galactica was before Ryan North. You can't pin that on him. I listen. He may deserve some level of mockery, but I will make sure. Go.
Gotta put a tick in it and make a gay name. That's exactly what they're doing.
Well, that's what Dan Slott did with Mr. Fantastic's surprise stepsister person.
And then she was never seen again.
Never seen from again.
Reed's like, what's that? Is that a void right there?
Pushing like the Phantom Zone or the Negative Zone. You see a panel, she's just getting eaten by the Annihilation Wave.
You don't call it a void. You can't call it a black void. That would be too racist. Pushing into a black void. I
didn't call it a black void.
I was just saying that's why I didn't say it a black void.
Geeky is correct. The only Galactica is the Battlestar. Geeky is correct. I don't even like Battlestar Galactica, but I do agree with that.
All right. My number 3 for this week should be higher on everybody's list, and you should be reading it too. It is Blade number 5.
Yeah.
If I'm going to suffer a Marvel book that has to have the stupid Marvels on it, I am getting a Blade book. Why? Because it's Brian freaking Hill, dude. Brian Hill writing this.
Elena Casagrande. Or Casagrande, whatever.
Whatever. She's the girl from who was the artist who was drawing Black Widow with Kelly Thompson was on it. Supposedly Kelly Thompson. A few years back.
Kelly Thompson's Ghost Rider.
Yeah. Honestly, I've been liking this. Blade was tricked into releasing this demon by mistake, and now he's going wherever he can, just trying to get this latest demon. He goes where he has to. Last issue, he had to, with the help of Doctor Strange, had to break onto this speeding train, kind of like Snowpiercer, where the train never stops. So he get Lucifer's blade. And the problem with that Lucifer blade, it controls you. And even Doctor Strange says you could not do this. And it was actually not Doctor Strange written on a character. It was actually really cool. The other thing that was really good about this, if you're a Blade fan, and I say Blade fan being, if you were a fan of the Wesley Snipes version of Blade, which is the only cool Blade there is. Sorry for those who like the Tomb of Dracula. I like the Wesley Snipes. He made Blade cool.
Geekies, he says the Solo film had a train heist, speeding train.
Oh, but nobody watched Solo.
I saw it on my honeymoon. Ooh, maybe that's not a thing to brag about. Maybe that's what set it.
That's why you're Solo.
That was good. That was actually good. Well done.
That's painful.
Kinda, but it was like a good painful. It's like a massage when you get like that nerve pressed in. It's like that hurt.
Yes.
Yeah.
So like I said, it's an ongoing series. I just been loving this. Blade's written. He does. When he's asked about where's your daughters, I don't give a shit about her. She's doing her own thing. Because Brian Everett Hill, basically it said, I don't give a shit about that stuff. We're writing Blade being cool. Marvel can have their own crappy stuff. I'm gonna write Blade being awesome. And because lately Marvel saw Blade 3, Blade Trinity, are like, oh, let's do that. And that became like the new Blade. And it just got worse and worse. Where this is based off the first Blade movie. That's what it feels like, the way he writes them. And yeah, just the variant covers here. This, like I said, this is what my standout Marvel book. I like Moon Knight. Moon Knight's pretty good for what it is for Jed MacKay. This, I just couldn't believe I could find an actual book from Marvel that's actually worth the money.
I'm surprised I did with Blade too, because I released this as my tinfoil hat. Yeah. I think that they only came out with the Blade title again or brought it back because the Blade movie was supposed to be ramping up. And so they probably had planned way back when for like a synergy between the movie and the comic. And then the movie gets postponed and delayed to all kinds of get out. And so now we have this comic that supposedly is really good. You've really been enjoying it, but there's no movie to go along with it. It's kind of funny how that worked out.
Dude, they just had a RoboCop game with Peter Weller reprising his role from the movie. I want a Marvel Blade in the style of the original Blade movie with Wesley Snipes voicing the character. That's what I want. So everybody says Blade's too old or Wesley Snipes too old. Okay, cool. We'll do a video game, and it'll probably sell way better than any Blade movie will come out through the MCU. I guarantee it. unless they really start firing a lot of people and start getting rid of this whole wokeness and just were putting a gay girl in it, and making it gay and lame. Because I guarantee you, because what we heard of the Blade movie, they said, the main guy almost walked because he was the fourth build. He was a background of the background of the background character. He wasn't the main character in his own movie, and he almost walked because of it. Makes you kind of afraid for what they're going to do to Blade in the MCU. At this point, might as well just make it. It should be Erica Brooks? Why does it have to be a guy? If that's what you're going to do it, But
I'm sorry. Did I just cross over and end up on an LK stream? I feel like I crossed over.
My name's John Edwards. Thank you for crossing over.
John Edwards.
If you're old enough to remember that, yeah, crossing over with John Edwards.
Yeah, I agree with Geek Easy. Don't give them ideas. That's a good point.
And how bold do you assume that that I'm giving them ideas that they don't already have? Kathleen Kennedy just wants girls who are gay and lame.
Hey, shockingly, there was nobody gay in the Marvels. There were a lot of girls, but there was nobody gay
that you know of. See, when it comes to Marvel and DC,
that's fair.
We don't know that the characters were gay back then. They just randomly say,
they were closeted fictional characters. All right. My number 3, we're going back to DC now. There's a pattern going here. DC, Marvel, DC. We're going to go with a miniseries. God, I hate using that word, though. Written by the great Robert Venditti. Ladies and gentlemen, Wesley Dodds, Sandman, issue number 2 comes out this week. You're talking about 1930s, 40s.
Speaking of
I give you the Sandman. Actually, I still think that Riley Rossmo's art was not terrible with the first issue. I think there are some stylistic things that stand out that I would not care for, but it wasn't anything that broke the book. I think in a lot of cases, I think it helped the book.
I never noticed that Robert Venditti looks like a fat Stephen Amell. I can't unsee it.
Oh, I can't unsee that now. Why would you do that?
You have filled this pastry.
Oh, God. Okay. Also, there is a Daniel Warren Johnson variant down there. The first one, the church window, is the Daniel Warren Johnson, which looks pretty cool.
That. But the Mark Simmons actually looks a lot better.
Mark Simmons one looks okay. I'm a big Daniel Warren Johnson fan, as we know. But the first issue of this was really great. If you're a fan of the Sandman for a long time, I'm talking about Wesley Dodds, by the way, not the Neil Gaiman Sandman, not Flint Marko Sandman. I'm talking about Wesley Dodds. How do you say his name? Is it Gaiman? I don't know. It's Gaiman. Neil Gaiman. Gaiman. Anyway. It's great if you've been a longtime fan of Wesley Dodds or if you're brand new to the character. I feel like issue 1 was a really strong issue, whichever end of the spectrum you fall on there. And so, it ended with his house bursting into flame and presumably something being stolen. And so this is going to continue the mystery of, who robbed him, who burned his house up.
If the whole book looked like this on the interior art, I'd be buying.
That would, that would look like if. Actually, you know what that reminds me of? Like some of the Sandman Mystery Theater covers. They have kind of like that photorealistic.
Well, it looks like they Lee Brahumo, the guy who was doing the detective covers, or the detective comics. The guy who was doing that, Lee Brumejo, I think it was.
I might know who you're talking about. That sounds familiar.
But
so this is somebody breaks into his house and steals like all of his failed recipes for dream gas or smoke gas. So it's like the terrible stuff that like does all kinds of terrible things to people. Somebody stole that and is presumably going to use it for nefarious purposes. So it's going to be Wesley Dodds trying to find that person. He met Rex Tyler in the previous issue. So if Our Man shows up, that'll be really fun. I don't know if that'll happen or not, but this is really fun. Riley Rossmo say what you want to about his art style, but I think it works. The colors also really pop. There are some darker scenes, but then there are also some light, vibrant scenes. I feel like everything comes together really, really well for the story. So yeah, I'm looking forward to reading number 2.
Yeah, I like his partner, or as far as his protege. We've seen the JSA takes over.
Yeah, Sandy. Yeah. Sandy was cool. Yeah, because he becomes like all silicon, and so he like can like almost be like Kitty Pryde and just like go through stuff. And yeah, he was really cool. Seemed like he had a thing with Power Girl there for a moment.
All right, my number 2 for this week is actually a book that's just returning back by a great writer with an even better artist, well, equally as talented, I'd say, as doing art as this guy is doing writing. We just mentioned him a few minutes ago. I'm gonna scroll down here until we get to the actual book. It's a shame that it's this far down, but it's Geiger Ground Zero number 1. It's a 2-issue little mini series before the new series comes out.
This isn't a reprint, is it?
It's a saga of the unnamed continues. Jeff Johns, Gary Frank return in the apocalyptic world of Geiger for a special explosive 2-issue origin epic.
Okay.
So we're get to see his origin of this guy first.
Oh, nice. Yeah, because we didn't really get that in Geiger.
No, yeah. So to
we got like a jump ahead. Yeah.
The days after the nuclear bombs first dropped, how did mankind survive the unknown war? We're kind of just launched into it, where he's been there for a while. He was a mysterious Russian scientist, Dr. Molotov. And why is he hunting Geiger? And how does this tie all the way back to American Revolution? Yes. I hope we get to see the red coat guy pop in here again.
I hope so too.
Get ready to put on your hazmat suit and find out. Dude. Go checks. It's Geiger. It's Jeff Johns. It's Gary Frank art. Interior, doing the cover and interior. It is just shut up and take my money.
You and those go-go checks, man. You have a problem with go-go. You have an addiction to go-go checks.
Did you hear that, Mr. Breen? He hates go-go checks.
I am on the Ash camp here. I like the Marvel trade dress with the corner box and the floating heads. That's the trade dress that I like.
Yeah, that's the Brian Hitch cover.
Is it seriously?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's it. That's me. Who's the? Ooh, that art looks good too. Who's that? That's not Brian Hitch, is it?
It's Hitch, Brian Hitch.
Really? Oh, that looks different than his normal work. Maybe it's because you can't see like his face. Maybe that's why. And
then you also have the 125 Frank cover. So.
Oh, that's actually really cool. That reminds me of the scene from the Ghost Rider movie where like Nicolas Cage's face just like melts away.
Actually, I was thinking more of Batman Beyond, Derek Powers.
Okay. Yeah.
There's also that Atomic Skull, I think his name is. It's in the Batman soft books.
Yes. I think he was in some Justice League cartoon.
Or Dr. Phosphorus.
Phosphorus, yeah. Dr. Phosphorus. That makes more sense.
But man, I'm excited for this. I just love dude. Go. I like the dancers. Well, it's not the 60s anymore. You're not a boy anymore. Go-Go's are gone.
Go Power Rangers.
Never again, Zach. Never again. Please. Never again.
Okay, fine. Okay.
For $3.99. But it almost looks like $3 on here. To click in, it says $3.99. But like I said, I love this. We got this whole entire story is great. Now the fact that he's going to start focusing on his own universe here, we're going to get the unnamed universe and possibly the greatest superhero team ever. But
maybe greatest indie super team, maybe. I don't know. You've got to be really good if you're going to beat the Fantastic Four or the JSA.
Yeah, but do we really care about those teams anymore?
I do. I own all the omnibuses, man.
Yeah,
you see my back wall here?
Sir,
yes,
sir,
I care.
But sir, those are from 20 years ago.
So, okay, Star Wars is from 50 years ago.
Listen to me. You like that version, but that version doesn't exist anymore.
Okay. So you're talking about current superhero
right
teams. Okay.
I said, who knows? Who knows? It might be better than those.
Might be. I think it will be. But see, okay, you said current changes the landscape.
Lots of what's up, Gotham City Comics was also shout out to Mark McGrath. You could see here, Undead Quinn. I don't know if he's dropped any of his stuff.
He said I saw he dropped. Wait, Undead Quinn, you only have 2 books this week? It's a big week for comics, man. He dropped his number 2, Ghost Rider number 20.
I guess he gets apples too if he doesn't have Geiger, or even what's also coming out this week is also G.I. Joes.
Yeah, funny you say that. Actually,
yes. Then those are on my pull list, but they're not on my top 5.
Oh well, that's okay. I got you covered because my number 2 is The Return, ladies and gentlemen. And there's 2 issues. So there's the G.I. Joe issue number. Is it 300? The final, the Larry Hama finale.
Yes,
the IDW.
Which it's the Larry Hama Marvel G.I. Joe, but
Marvel G.I. Joe.
But what's special about that? You're like, it's not a reprint. It's actually his script that was cut by Marvel. Said you couldn't do this, so it is his own, never seen before. His original story he wrote.
Correct.
Original dialogue.
Yes, that is not my number 2 though.
No,
see, I was using that as a segue, as a little plug for the issue.
Let's show us your number 3 though.
Did we not do that? Sandman was my number 3.
Oh, was
We're on 2. Yeah, you just showed your number 2.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, trying to go
we're
back.
So early. We're so early. It's 8:38.
Oh, I can talk longer. Don't worry. I mean, if you hadn't rushed me to get off Fantastic Four so fast, maybe we'd be a little farther.
I was
along.
doing our channel a service. Okay.
My book number 2, going along with that segue I was trying to make. We're going with the brand new continuation of the Marvel run of G.I. Joe. We're going to find G.I. Joe, Real American Hero, issue number 301, which is not a reboot. It's not a Marvel new number 1. No, we're picking up right where the issue 300 left off. Same writer, Larry Hama. Art by Chris Mooneyham, which is a really fun name to say. I hope he's good and stays on this book because I want to say Mooneyham every time I see this book now. Cover here, beautiful cover by Andy Kubert. Kind of a throwback to one of the earlier G.I. Joe comic covers. I mean, shoot, it's G.I. Joe. I've been loving Transformers from Skybound, but this is
holy covers, Batman.
This is what I've been waiting for. Yeah, you see the Marvel, the Marvel treatment they're giving the covers, right?
Royal Virgins. Then there's the Mike Mayhew, and then there's So I guess you're getting this one, right?
Which one?
The white one.
No,
I meant this one actually, like blank sketch.
The blank sketch one? No, not even that one. Honestly, I'm probably going with the cover A. Who is this one?
I don't know.
The Andrew Crank cover, that first one on the top left.
I was looking at the one in the middle.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that one looks pretty cool. I like that one. The Andrew Crank one next to that also looked really good, I thought. Wow. But yeah, I'll probably be going with the Andy Kubert. Yeah, that one. I don't know. That one kind of gives me almost Chris Samney vibes. Almost. Maybe the coloring's a little weird, but the art style, the shading reminds me of Chris Samney.
Looks kind of jacked, like a Deadpool.
Well, he's Snake Eyes. Of course he's going to be jacked. He's an American ninja. That's his apprentice person.
Michael Dudikoff.
But man, I am looking forward to this. Like I said, I've been liking Transformers, but this is the show for me. This is what I've been waiting to see. Of course, this is not that's a really fun cover too, actually.
Hey, it's
Wild Bill and the helicopter. Oh yeah, dude. That's a fun cover too. So this does not happen. So just in case there's anybody wondering, how's Transformers going to tie in? This is not the G.I. Joe that is with Transformers and Void Rivals in the Energon universe.
I'm just going to say right here, this helicopter would not be able to take off with that many people on it.
It's a G.I. Joe helicopter. It can do whatever it darn well wants. This is a separate universe. This is a continuation of the Marvel run of G.I. Joe. So this is not tie-in with Transformers from Daniel Warren Johnson. This is a separate story, a separate universe, separate versions of the characters. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to digging into this. And reading about all these awesome characters that I've been a fan of for a long time. That's a pretty cool cover. That's pretty good. I like the ninja star sticking out of the Cobra Trooper's helmet.
I thought that was Cobra Commander.
No, Cobra Commander has like a full head plate.
Oh, okay.
Like you can't see his face. It's kind of weird because like
this reminds you of the last G.I. Joe cartoon they did for a while, a couple years, it was like 10, 12 years probably ago. That was the design they did. They really updated, made it more modern. After the first movie came out, they decided to do a cartoon G.I. Joe one. And it was like,
So supposedly, it says one Joe won't survive this very first issue, which right away I don't like because I have favorite G.I. Joes and I don't want any of the favorites to die. But, I also think it's weird because I see CoverGirl on a lot of these issues, and CoverGirl isn't normally like a big one. So if they kill CoverGirl, I'm going to be a little peeved.
So the main cover is by
Andy Kubert.
Is it? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Why did they list?
You're on the Ethan Young cover.
Oh, okay. I was like, okay.
Yeah. And then the Andrew Cranky. That's a good cover. There's not a lot of like big names, but I kind of like that too. Ethan Young does also have this really cool Snake Eyes with his wolf, with his dog. That's a cool one. So yeah, there's some really good stuff here, and it's only $4.99. I say only. It's the norm of comics now, which makes me sad, but it's not like a $9.99 new number one.
I will say this: if all the logos that are out, this is out. G.I. Joe has always had a badass logo.
It has. It's an awesome logo. It's just wonderful. I cannot wait to read into this. Sadly, I will not get to read any of my books probably until Thursday because I'm going to be on the road working all day tomorrow. So I really hope my LCS still has a copy or two of this left behind.
Oh, so it's a Lady Snake Eyes, his protege.
Yeah. Snake Eyes had a female.
Elodie Young was the one who played
Elektra. Elektra from the Daredevil Netflix show was in. That was G.I. Joe 2. I forgot what the subtitle was, but that was the one with Dwayne Johnson. Yeah. So anyway, that is my number 2 book. I'm really psyched up for this one.
All right, my number 1. We'll just count down my list here for those who are just joining in. Thank you. If you've ever done so, please like and subscribe. And for those who are watching replay, leave a comment down below. Let us know what your books you're getting this week.
Yes.
All right. My number 5 this week was Rocketeer number 4. Rocketeer Den of Thieves. Number 4 was Green Lantern number 5. Is that weird how they switched around?
It's a little weird, yeah.
My number 5 was a number 4, and my number 4 was a number 5. All right. Number 3 was Blade, issue number 5. Number 2 just saw was Geiger, and my number 1 for this week. It should be no surprise because it's the most. It's huge. It's very huge.
It's huge.
It's huge, and it just screams awesome. And no,
Outsiders. Outsiders number 1. Geek Easy called it.
Hell no. I do like Kate Kane, but they don't know how to write her anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
$8 for 56 pages, and it's worth it because it's Mark Millar. Mark Millar knows what he's doing. I'm just waiting for it to load now. There it goes. I love this cover.
Awesome. I want
to read more of the Magic Order. This is the main girl from the Magic Order who's in charge of everything. And I love her. She's just sick of this crap that's going on. She's wanting to interfere, but they can't because they only do supernatural matters. They can't interfere with the normal lives of just regular mortals and stuff. And so, oh my gosh, Kick-Ass is basically set up to be, and him and Hit Girl to be the saviors of this book. Of what's going on. It's gonna be Kick-Ass and Hit Girl versus Nemesis.
Not just Nemesis, like the whole freaking
but
Brotherhood of Evil. The whole wanted Wesley, like him too.
But look at this. We got the Chrononauts. We got
Chrononauts.
Everyone's on this cover.
Hawk.
So, So I guess everyone's going to be saved. That's what it looks like.
Unless it's a twist. Unless it's a giant misdirect.
Could be a clickbait cover, but we also talk about this. This is the girl from other Robert Kirkman series. I forgot what it was called.
Robert Kirkman or Mark Millar?
Or sorry, not Robert Kirkman. Mark Millar. Mark Millar did another series where people when you die, there's another. I forget what it's called. After. It's something like an afterlife story. I forget what it's called. Birthright. Might have been Birthright. But this is the main girl. She found out. She woke up, and she had everybody. Well, she thought she was, didn't realize she was dead. The whole entire world was basically like the afterlife, and there was a fight between her ex-husband, and her, and then she gets to meet. She's reunited with her dad, and this is a whole epic battle. So we thought about this too. It's like, okay, is Birthright going to come into this? I just love it, man. Dude, what are you booing for, Bar? If you're not reading Big Game, you get all the apples.
I don't get the app. The one you're thinking of, by the way, it's called Reborn. Birthright was Joshua Williamson.
Okay, Reborn, yes.
Oh, Greg Capullo did the art for that too. Wow,
great series.
I'm gonna have to read this one now. Shoot.
So I'm gonna say, if you're not getting Big Game, you have now been demoted to less cool than Zach.
You know why you're less cool than me? Because this is my number one book of the week too.
I knew it'd be.
That's we had to have one crossover. So just counting down, just for the sake of completionism. My number 5 book this week is The Vigil, number 6. My number 4 is Fantastic Four. Number 13, Suck It, Dinosaur Haters. Number 3 is Sandman. Number 2. Number 2 is G.I. Joe. Number 301. It feels good to have a title with like a triple-digit issue count, by the way. That's pretty fun. But then, yes, this Big Game, number 5, the finale of, in my opinion, this is the best comic book crossover event story since Infinity. Since Infinity. Kingsman, yeah. Well, I mean, he died, but unless he gets brought back. I don't know, though. Because Mark Millar has said over and over that he is not for, like he has said that once he reaches the end of what he wants to do with his characters, he said, like, well, what's the point in bringing them back? If they've done everything that I want them to do, they're boring.
But the biggest misdirect he could say, I'm not bringing him back, but doesn't mean that Hit Girl won't bring him back.
Well, he's writing Hit Girl, though. So Hit Girl does whatever he writes her to do.
I'm just saying, if you are told this is not going to happen, and then he does opposite what he won't.
True, I know. Yeah, so that there is that possibility. He could have been like saying one thing while planning another. He could be doing that 100%.
100% misdirect.
Could be, or maybe he's just being like he's been like telegraphing what he was going to do months in advance.
Who knows? Maybe this girl tries to get involved and she causes an even bigger mess because the Magic Order we saw in the very first book, she revived everybody by killing off the bad guys. In order to basically bring back a life, it's a life for a life.
Maybe. Could be. So, we don't know. I'm very interested. Not only am I interested in how this wraps up, but we know he's going to do more ambassador stories. All the ambassadors are dead pretty much right now. And we know he's going to do more Nightclub, and 2 out of the 3 vampire kids are dead right now. Possibly the 3rd one.
The two that we love the most are on the screen right there.
Yeah. Chrononauts are dead, so why they're up there, I don't know. The sci-fi guy, I always forget his name. Is it Starlight? No, that's not right.
Is it Howard or something?
No, Huck, not Husk.
Huck. Yeah.
That's Huck. He's the guy that they dropped the nuke on.
I think this is Starlight.
Yeah, Starlight. I think that's right. Yeah, that's the one with Goran Parlov did the art one for that one. Yeah, and then Prodigy, Prodigy is just a kick-ass character. That's the Netflix show I want to see. Mark Millar's Prodigy. That's the one.
I'd rather see the Magic Order.
I mean, Magic Order is one that they're already. I think they've already been planning and working on that one. I really want to see Prodigy. I want to see the Mr. Terrific that uses guns. That's what I want to see.
Can we just bring back what's her name? The girl who played Kick-Ass, or not that girl who played Kick-Ass. Hit Girl. Have her own series. Chloe or whatever.
Chloe Mortez, whatever.
I would love to see this, and then
that'd be cool.
We'll get the guy who played Wanted. Played Leslie.
James McAvoy.
Yes.
The crazy guy from what was that movie? It was like it was Glass. Was that what it was? It was like
because honestly, we have the boys up there. Why can't we get a Nemesis show?
Boys is already too brutal for me. I don't even want to think about how brutal a Nemesis show or movie would be. God, that just makes me queasy. Yeah, this has been done. And also Pepe Larraz. This has turned me on to how great of an artist Gary from Neurotic can actually be when he uses this alter ego.
I mean, the fact we always have Dr. Silver Age always doing the lettering too.
I know, yeah. These guys are doing great. Obviously, they feel like they need to hide their talent from their real names.
I literally, if you look up Rodney from look at the guy who played Rodney on Stargate Atlantis, Mark Millar's a dead ringer for him.
I was gonna say he looks like if Putin didn't work out so much and had more hair, I think he would look more like Mark Millar.
The Ross Perot Putin son.
Ross Perot. But yeah, this has been just a dynamite series. Geek Easy, you should be reading this. It is a ton of fun, and it'll make you want to read all of Mark Millar's library of books. Look, I've already picked up some of his Prodigy books. I picked up Empress. I picked up some Prodigy.
Oh my gosh, Empress is amazing.
Empress is awesome. That Stuart Eminem art style. He really does get all the best. When he talks on Twitter about poaching talent from the big two, he is not lying. He gets the best artists. So yeah, everything that I've read from him has been great.
I love it. He says like Marvel and DC hate me because I always take their top artists. So
he probably pays them better too. Let's be honest. He probably pays them better.
Well, honestly, he said Mark Millar. So he's like I would never go back to Marvel DC unless it's for a miniseries I really want to do. I don't.
Right.
He usually said like, what if you're offered a lot of money? He's like, dude, I have a Netflix deal.
He is not hurting for money. No. He is like the Elon Musk of the comic book world. He's got all the money, but he says things that the regular comic book creators don't want to hear.
He's the Donald Trump.
He's the Donald Trump of comics. He is the Scottish Donald Trump of comics. He really is.
Says what he wants to. He doesn't care.
Because he has his money. He doesn't need to bow down or like fit in with the rest of the cool kids. So it's pretty wild. It's pretty awesome.
Right. Anyway. But man, I'm ready to read it tomorrow. I'm just like, when I first get it, I'm just gonna sit home and just gonna read it.
If I get to read any book tomorrow, this will be the first book that I read tomorrow.
Then I'm gonna text Zach like the picture. Did you see this?
Don't text me. I'm going to be driving in the rain, and I will drive into a ditch if you text me and I read that. I will not have my eyes on the road. Like, son of a bitch! Just
you don't have that Apple CarPlay. Oh, you should get that.
I don't have Apple. I use Android.
Oh man. I said Apple. If I know Mazda's, you can have hands-free Apple CarPlay and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, no, my car's not that sophisticated. Mine's a Honda Pilot from like 2006. So, and now I've just doxed what I ride. So if anyone out there cares and wants to know what I drive, there you go.
Better call Saul.
Better.
Trying to start over. Come on, you piece of shit. Oh my gosh.
So yeah, some good books out this week though.
Yes, there are.
It's really good because I've been kind of having a drought of comic books like the last 2 weeks. It's been like 3 issues, 4 issues. Now I've got like 10. So
but I do like that they say there's a chink of hope. I'm like, really? That's a slur. You should not be.
Wow, really? That's the first place you went? Okay.
Well, the fact that that's where a lot of these the words should not be used. We canceled words, remember? But books coming out this week as far as looking over here at trades. Daredevil and Daredevil. Because there's no Elektra. Sorry.
It's true.
One of the worst endings to a potentially good series.
Hang on. Why are you skipping over my Philip Kennedy Johnson Superman in Space epic right there? Are you intimidated by his pectorals or by his 8-pack?
I'm just sorry. I didn't realize that George Perez was still doing comic books after he's died.
Man, I wish. Don't we all wish the world would be a better place?
Superman with Perez.
Hey man, War World. Look at that. And Mongol. I didn't even notice Mongol in the background. So yeah, Superman War World Saga. I don't like the $60 price tag though. Thank God for in stock trades there. So
all right, and Ice Cream Man coming out too as well. Volume 2 hardcover, nice Sunday edition. Damn, I remember Skip telling me he got the first one for like almost free. Sucks. The Hush Saga coming out this week.
Interesting. Omnibus. I didn't realize you needed an omnibus. The last I checked, the whole story came in a trade for like $20. What do you need an omnibus for?
I'm assuming there's more stories tied around it, not just
really. I mean, it seemed pretty. It seemed like a pretty open shut case. I mean, they didn't do a bunch of spinoffs or anything.
All right.
1,272 pages.
Batman 608 through 619, 685. Yeah. Batman Gotham Knights 50-55, 60-71, and 73-74. Detective Comics 846 through 850 and 852. A Hush interlude from Wizard, a magazine.
Okay.
The Hush Tales from Batman Streets of Gotham 1 through 4, number 14, and 16 through 21, and material from Batman Hush 20th Anniversary Edition. So,
okay. Hey, yeah. Listen, it's not a Joker festival like almost every other Batman book is. So, look, Joker didn't even make the list of characters. Killer Croc did. It's weird.
Killer Croc, Catwoman, Poison
Ivy. Hush didn't even make the character list of his own introduction. But no, Hush was a good story. That was one of the first big Batman stories that I read was Hush.
Beautifully drawn by Jim Lee.
Lee.
Yeah, it's something I want to read on this channel, but everybody just tells me to hush.
That was good.
Yeah.
That's way too many books, though.
Yeah. But yeah, that's coming out this week.
Interesting.
Clear, which is actually basically a trade now, a physical trade. For originally a Comixology original. Exclusive, and then they decided to release it on trade format, or actually not trade, but individual issues through Dark Horse. Then we have Dan Slott.
Why is Spider Boy?
We're just gonna skip this. Go to the next one.
Yeah, there's nothing there.
Blade: The Early Years. Now this is kind of interesting. I wouldn't go with that cover, but there is a variant cover you usually exclusively get. You can get the original Tomb of Dracula with Blade on the cover.
Oh, interesting.
Yes. If it ever loads now. There it goes. This collects Tomb of Dracula, number 10, 12 through 14, 24, 30, 41 through 43, 45, 51, 53, 58. Marvel Preview from 1975, issue number 3. Fear. Then they have number 24, Doctor Strange, 61 through 62, 67, Tomb of Dracula from the 1991 series, 1 through 4. Material from Tomb of Dracula from 1972, number 17 through 19, 21, 44, 46 through 50, 52. Vampire Tales, 8 and 9, Marvel Preview, number 8, and Marvel Presents, number 64. For $100, 720 pages, get it on in-stock trades, and that's what I'm going to do. And then you can get these awesome covers here. Look at the Gil Kane cover. I am just, dude, that's what I want. Oh, it loads.
No, thank you. I'm going to pass on that Gil Kane.
You would, because you're not cool.
I am cooler than anyone that's not reading Big Game.
Still. But I said you're not as cool as the people who like Tomb of Dracula and this Gil Kane art.
I'll be middleman cool. I'm okay with that.
You'll be mid. Lukewarm. Yeah, and then here's the Marvel variant. So that loads. Fun series. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'm gonna get an in-stock trade so I can get at least 42% off. All right, and then there's BRPD Omnibus Volume 8. For those who like Meg Mignola. Hellboy series stuff.
Nice.
Then we go to Eerie Archives, volume number 2, trade paperback, $25. And then there's right here, Ex Machina, the complete series omnibus hardcover. This is by Brian K. Vaughan.
I remember hearing about this a lot when I first got into comics. Like, there was a podcast I would listen to, and they just like ate up everything Ex Machina when that was coming out. Yeah. I never read it though. I just kind of listened to them talk about it.
You notice what he's wearing? Duke's jetpack.
It does kind of look like it.
Then we have Preacher Absolute Edition hardcover, volume 2. And then
I just got used to not hearing Preacher all the time. I just got used to not hearing about Preacher all the time. And now
this is really cool. I was looking at this. This is Marvel Masterworks, Omega the Unknown, short-lived character from Marvel's early history.
Unknown is right. I don't know who this person is.
And back in 1970s, it says writer Steve Gerber revolutionized comics. His innovative work on Man-Thing, Defenders, and Howard the Duck opened creative avenues that excited readers, inspired a generation of creators. So when Marvel announced that an all-new character co-created by Gerber, anticipation rose to a fever pitch. Omega the Unknown debuted in 1975, featuring the enigmatic approach to one of the most compelling stories. The Stranger in a Strange Land. James Michael Starling, a boy with a mysterious past, holds a curious connection to the superpowered beings known as Omega. Their quest to understand the gritty world of New York City reveals as much. See, you're not cool, man. Reveals as much as us as it does to them. As a pair of secrets are uncovered, the action unfolds in Marvel manner. You'll come to understand why Omega holds a place as one of the most influential series of its own time. Collecting basically issues 1 through 10 and Defenders 76 and 77 for 240 pages for $75.
Wow.
Well, yeah, Eric says not worth it. You can find it cheap. Well, yeah, I could probably find it way cheaper over on in-stock trades. But like I said, I don't really come across this. If I can find it like in a cheaper for price, sure, I'd give it a shot.
Mm-hmm.
But I've never seen this in any of the comic book stores I've been to.
So what, does he just become like Shazam, basically? Like a little boy, but like he has the alter ego of a man inside of him or something?
I don't know, man.
Weird. Having a man inside of a boy like that's just weird. Hey, you read Spider-Man comics.
You know, I just want to borrow Breen's collection. That'd be cheaper, right? Yeah.
You'd have to drive more, so you got to factor in the cost of gas to get to Breen's house.
There's FedEx.
Oh, good point.
Yes. Breen's house is like an Amazon warehouse for comic books. So it
really is. It's like, you know what it is? It's the warehouse at the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Area 51?
I'm convinced he probably has some number ones or some first appearances in there that are as rare as the Ark of the Covenant.
And then there's the studio art of Hawkeye, the TV series.
Wow. Breen says he's talking about the paperback, the trade paperback. And then he says Omega doesn't speak. It wasn't very good. He doesn't even have Omega comics. Wow. You'll have something that Breen doesn't have.
Youth.
No, that's two things. Why is there a book for the art of Hawkeye?
Why is there a book for art of anything? I go to my comic store and they have this is the art of this movie, art of this movie. I don't care about the art of that. I'm sorry.
Some movies, the art direction is so like unique, it's okay. Hawkeye is not one of those things. Like, I liked Hawkeye. It does not need a art of the series book. That's ridiculous. And to charge $60 for it, really, Marvel?
See, Breen does have issue 2 with the hooks in it. Yeah. There's X-Men Grand Design Trilogy, trade paperback.
I didn't read that one.
And then, of course, there's the 2 variant covers on there. Then we have the Conan original comics.
Conan. With tentacles and a girl just laying there.
It's not tentacles. It's slime.
It looks like tentacles. Maybe I need to get my eyes checked out.
It's flubber.
It's flubber. Robin Williams is the wizard controlling the flubber.
More like Skeletor.
Robin Williams playing Skeletor. That's what I would want to say.
Yes, and that's it for this week. So unless you have something else.
Nope, that's all I got.
That's all she wrote. Wow! Every time I see you with your glasses, because I the whole entire time I haven't seen you, so when it's all of a sudden it's like, this is like whoa.
Yeah, I've been needing these. I'm either staring at the road all day or just staring at screens.
So I get that where you're reading something and your eye just starts randomly twitching because you get the astigmatism because you're reading too much.
Yeah, I've had that happen before. I also have a lot of restless leg syndrome, it seems like, because I'm not moving around. I'm not walking as much as I usually do. So my legs end up like tapping just like randomly. So that's fun.
That's E with show tunes.
Yeah. Yeah.
When he's deprived of show tunes, he has to constantly start tapping.
There's no musical rhythm to my foot. It's just me wanting to move and get active. But
Yes. The eye thing and the leg thing.
Yep. And the man thing. Oh, I'm kidding, Geekies. You don't respond to that, please. That was a joke.
So if you haven't already done so, we ask that you, again, please like and also hit the subscribe button. Click the notifications. I've been going through YouTube Creator Studio, and it says that only like 20% of the people who watch us or who actually subscribe to us have clicked the notification bells. So you can't complain if you're not getting the notification bells if you're not clicking it. You know, it's simple. You just go click. If you're on your phone, click where the bell is, and you have a little bell, you click that, and it opens up a screen. You get all notifications, some, and then, then none. Click the one that says all. Yes, also remember to play Homaji, the great American pastime.
That's right. Who needs baseball? The World Series is over. So now you have to pay Homaji. That's the great pastime now.
Yes, and Johnny Quest will beat you if you don't pay Homaji.
That's right. That's right.
That's his boy, Homaji.
I said that. I think I said that around my dad a week or so, or 2 weeks ago, and my dad was a big Johnny Quest fan. He was like, "Is that the kid from Johnny Quest?" It's like, no, Dad. It's just a way we say homage. It's just weird.
Yes. I don't get the notification. Somehow I am still here. Ray Gary, you're just here because you like to troll.
He called me lesbian David Hogg trucker or something. He fit like three.
Wait, like a David Hogg as a lesbian trucker?
David Hogg as a Canadian lesbian trucker. One of those is not an insult. The other three are. The trucker.
I just noticed that we're wearing a lot of flannel on this channel again.
We are.
Why are you wearing? I'm up north.
This is one of my favorite shirts. It's cool down here. It was like 56 degrees down here.
Oh
so
gosh.
it was.
It's so cold down here by you.
I said cool. I did not say cold. It's also been raining all day, so it's extra cool.
Oh no, as I've been found out. Rhaegar, we knew about you the whole entire time since you first showed up.
Bam, bam, bam.
You're like the spawn of Frag Minion.
But yes, you can. We will be back on Thursday evening, showing off all of the books that we pick up at the shop. So be sure to join us for that. See if the books that we mentioned tonight, if they live up to the hype.
Yep.
We will probably have Breen and Geek Easy will be here with us as well. Are y'all have comic book readings on Friday night? So if you like to watch
Friday and Sundays starting at 7:15 p.m. and we do two readings. So the second reading usually starts around 8:20 to 8:30 p.m. Central. So
there you go.
Two readings on two different nights, and they're all old school, no matter. But if you can, please go to ko-fi.com/puppeteen and drop a dollar more into the bill, right? Or I guess the till you'd say, because StreamYard charges us, and we're using the premium version. So if you can help out the channel, it helps us keep the lights on here too, and also helps us pay for the comic book we use for reading. The big incentive is that if you donate money to us, you can choose our next reading. This has to be a Marvel, DC, and it can't be. It has to be before 2000.
Weren't you the one just saying you were trying to get Hush read
Hush is the exception because I'm paying for that on my own pocket.
Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes.
All right, yes. I withdraw my comment then.
also for those who cannot donate money but want to help the channel, please share us out on Twitter, any socials are word of mouth. You can. We just love talking about comic books here. We love reading comic books, having fun. We love having people come on Thursday nights to talking about their book, showing off stuff. It's without you guys helping us out, we can't really keep doing this. It's hard to. We got Professor Pixel, who is another co-owner of the channel. It feels like he's working 3 jobs, man. The guy never really has time to do their own reading, so we're getting to the point where I'm the one that's running the channel. So if the channel seems like it's getting worse or better, I'm the one to blame.
Be sure to comment if you think the channel is getting worse or better. We want your feedback.
Hey, I'm not going to that certain kind of bar. The bar I'm at home. I am the bar.
My fridge is the bar.
Yes. Yes, we also need to pay for your AA class for eggnog.
Actually, I haven't bought a bottle this year yet. We'll see how it works. And shopping is a pleasure at all of them.
Dear God. Hey, I know. I used to work at a grocery store before Kroger bought it out. And
okay,
when you work at a grocery store, you don't want to shop there. You go to the competitor because you just are sick of being in that store.
Yeah, I that's how it is with me in coffee shops. I don't go to the coffee shop I worked at because I know where everything is. I know all the issues and problems, and it's also just way too familiar. So,
Brain's already got the eggnog. He's trying to lure Pixel out. Publix.
That's right. It's out. I've seen the bottles. I may have one next time I'm here. Who knows?
Honestly, I feel like we're gonna run into Pixel one of these days. He's gonna just be in a room. He's be the lights be off. You just hear someone slurping, and he's just in the corner with an egg bottle. Hey, wait.
It's not going to be a bottle. It's going to be just like a bowl, just like drinking out of the bowl.
It's like freaking Gollum.
Can I have some more? Can I have some more?
Yep. So yeah. Also, for those who watch the channel, I noticed that the views have also been dipping. If there's anything you want us to improve, I mean seriously, as far as do you want us to read certain books you want us to read? Let us know.
Do you want to see more puppets on the Geeky Puppet Show?
Do you want to see less Zach on the Geeky Puppet Show?
I mean, they're kind of already getting less Zach and more Brain. Let's be real.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out as far as the comic books for reading. I noticed they're not hitting as strongly as some of they used to. So I'm just curious. Do you guys want more Fantasy 4? Do you want more Daredevil? Do you want more X-Men? Spider-Man? What do you want? Because obviously you guys, we want you guys to have fun. We're having fun too. So yeah, that's all I gotta say. Let us know down below. What is your favorite titles that we are reading or books that we should be reading? Let us know down below in the comment section. Later, guys. I'll see you on Thursday.
Deuces.